My name is Bajaj, and I'm a fourth year university student studying international relations at Western University. I'm originally from India, but I'm currently living in Doha, Qatar. So originally, I actually wanted to go to the United States, and most of the universities that I applied to were in the US. Western was actually the Canadian university that I had applied to. And there are actually three main reasons why I chose Canada. So the first reason is safety. When I graduated in 2017, Trump had just been elected, and we'd had a discussion, like me and my family, and we decided that because of all the political unrest that was going on in the United States, we decided it was safer to go to Canada. The second reason is it's cheaper. So I'd be saving about 40K in the 4 years of my university career if I go to Canada, not even take into account like the money, like currency exchange rate. And third was because we actually had some family friends that had vouched for the school and had gone to Western and had talked about their experience, and having that kind of support system, knowing that we had some friends and some like close connections nearby, made us feel a lot comfortable going there, and it also made my parents a lot more comfortable sending me. When I'm comparing like US to Canada applications, I'd say that Canadian application process is a lot easier. With the US applications, there were supplemental essays, you had to send in your SAT score. With the Canadian process, it's a lot smoother. You don't have to worry about supplemental essays, and you don't have to send in your SAT score, which can be good or bad depending on your result, but definitely easier and less time consuming. So when I had gone to Canada, my whole family came with me. Honestly, there was not much that we had considered. I think like we hadn't even looked at like what are the different money exchange rates, which bank is better. Like when we were looking at banks, it was like which one is closest to the university, because if I want to take money out, or if there's like which bank has ATMs near where the dorms that I live in, because if I want to take money out, then it's cheaper for me to take out money if the ATM and the bank are the same. So if I chose TD, but there was a Scotiabank ATM, then it would charge me extra. So it was more like that decision making. I'd also just suggest that when you do go to university, definitely take out a credit card, definitely get a debit card, because you want to start working on your credit score. That's what shows banks that you're reliable down the road when you want to like get a house or get a car. So you start working on that now. Just make sure to pay it on time. So when I first moved to Canada, I got sick because I'm traveling from the desert and I'm going to like a very cold place, right? So I think the difference in weather translated in like my immune system being lower. So keep that in mind if you are traveling from a place that has a very different weather from Canada weather. When I was getting my phone number, my laptop, things like that, like because my parents were with me, it was a pretty smooth process. We had rented a car, we had gone to Best Buy, we'd gotten my computer, my laptop there. I ended up going with Scotiabank. You get benefits like getting free movies, which is really nice. But I think if you go for TD, you actually get money back. So you might want to opt for that if you actually want real money back rather than just free movies. I think another thing is I was not used to the food. So like the dorm food is really bland, and I'm so used to like spicy food. I'm used to like a lot of like cultural aspects that were missing in Canada. But I'd say that I had an overall really, really good first year experience. Everybody was super, super nice, super friendly, outgoing. Everybody's looking to make friends. They're looking for connections because everybody's on their own and everybody's trying to kind of find their place and get adjusted. But I think it takes a couple of months because everybody is in that nice kind of I want to make friends phase. And then after some time, everybody's real personalities kind of come out. So you have to wait for things to settle a little bit. Also, when it comes down to like making friends, definitely use your O week. Use the people that you meet in the dorm, because those are the people you're going to interact with the most. Try to be friendly with them. Also, definitely use the dons and the softs. So the dons and the softs are definitely a helpful resource. If you're lucky, you'll get really nice softs that will like help you out and be there for you. I was really lucky with my don. When I was feeling low, when I felt lonely, when I didn't know how to get organized with my work, I would go to him, and he was a really, really great resource. He kind of pointed me towards the different like mental health resources that there were on campus, and the different like counseling resources, like the academic counselor that can help you out if you're looking to switch programs or you're feeling overwhelmed in what you're studying. So definitely use those resources and reach out to people. It does not help if you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't kind of discuss it or communicate that with the people around you, because I was really used to just suck it up and get it done. Like that was the kind of attitude I had, and I really learned that opening up and communicating and looking for those resources, they don't make you any less of a person. And I had to learn, like, you don't have to take the hard route every time. It's okay to find your niche, to find your strengths, and to go in that route. So that was a huge learning that I took when I was first adjusting to Canada. Another thing that I struggled with was the busing system. Like, nobody explained to me how the buses worked. So for the first month of uni, I was walking to all my classes, which was like a good 20-minute walk. And that was just because I had no idea how like the card and the bus system worked. And then I finally learned like after a month. University experience beyond academics can be really, really nice, especially at Western. It's a party school, which means that there are a lot of activities going on. I know that we had Boogie with a Hoodie, and ASAP Rocky was supposed to come for a concert. We had people from The Bachelor come for an event. So there are definitely things to do. There are definitely places to go. Some of the major hotspots on campus, I would say, is the Spoke. Definitely try the bagels. And Rick on Wednesdays. You'll learn all the songs, have a beer. Like, it's a really, really good time. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to dance, sing along. It's a really, really great atmosphere. I definitely suggest you try that out. If you are struggling to make friends, my biggest advice is to really get out of your comfort zone, to try something new, if you're not making friends in your dorm, like, don't feel down about that. That's okay. Like, join clubs, find people with similar interests to you. If you're not being able to join the clubs, or if you're not feeling like those clubs are working out for you, then I would suggest working on yourself. Because when you're working on yourself, when you're working on your personal growth, it's not about being with other people, it's about focusing on yourself. At university, it's about finding yourself, finding where you want to go, what's the path you want to take. Like, it's about figuring out what is your passion, what do you want to do, like, what are your interests, what are your hobbies. If you focus on yourself, I'm telling you, the friends will automatically come. You start going to events that you find interesting. You start putting yourself out there by joining clubs and hobbies that interest you. And automatically you start meeting people. Maybe you want to be the president of a finance club, or you want to be a participant in a workshop that talks about stopping procrastination. Like, you can meet people through any of these things. I took a workshop on personality tests, and it happened to actually be like a graduate workshop. I have no idea how I managed to get in, but I did. And I met some amazing people, like way older than me, but that's kind of how I made a connection. There was this woman there, and she was actually like a career advisor. And to be able to have that connection, or to be able to reach out and say, I'd love some advice. Would you like to go out for coffee? Would you like to, take that experience forward by putting yourself out there and making the most out of that moment. Even if you do have a hard time adjusting, you will find your place. And you don't have to have friends to find that place. As long as you're focusing on yourself, things just kind of fall into place naturally. So honestly, just, be true to yourself. That's the best advice I have. I honestly think they have some pretty good support resources available on campus. I've used their counseling sources a couple times when things were really like bad for me. I was definitely going through a low period and it was exam season. I was very, very overwhelmed and I didn't think I was going to be able to like really make it through all my exams. So I went to counseling and they helped me kind of defer my exams and I took them later when I was in a much better mental space. Because it can be really hard on your own, especially when your family's not here, right? So you don't have the same support system as you would if you were living with your family. So it can get tough for sure. Even if you don't think you have the requirements for a scholarship, or you're not sure you're gonna make it or you get that financial aid that you're hoping to get, just apply anyway. Like, it doesn't matter, just apply. Like, I know everybody's talking about imposter syndrome and not being good enough and not sure if you have the right requirements. Doesn't matter, just apply, put yourself out there, and hope for the best. If you get it, then you got it. But if you don't, at least you tried. It doesn't hurt you, so you might as well just do it. And there are a lot of scholarship opportunities. You'll find them throughout the year, and you can find them also on the Western website. And they also send you emails letting you know about any opportunities in the program that would fit your requirements. Honestly, I think I would just tell myself that it's okay if things don't work out the way you planned it to work out. Like, I had this whole plan and I was so ready to make the bestest friends of my life, because you always hear about how going to university, you're gonna make the friends for life and they're gonna stick by your side. And I mean, I was like planning to go into biology and I was thinking of medicine. I wasn't really sure what my path was gonna be, but that was the route that I was taking because I was studying science in my first year. And now I'm studying international relations, I'm looking at diplomacy, I'm looking at politics. And in first year, I struggled. I really, really struggled because I had switched a couple friend groups. I was feeling really overwhelmed with my work. But here I am in fourth year. I have a solid set of friends. It took me 3 years to get to where I am, but I've adjusted, I've settled down, I've made really, really good friends that I know have my back. Definitely people that are for life, which I never ever would have thought I would have been able to find in first year. So trust the process, focus on yourself, don't get overwhelmed by other people. Always, always listen to your gut feeling. Like, you are always right. You know what's right and what's wrong. So trust that gut feeling, trust yourself, focus on self-improvement, self-growth, have a positive attitude. Take everything with a pinch of happiness. I don't know what to tell you. Even if things let you go down, like even if things are hard, like just know that you will push through. You will be okay. That you will find a way. As a first year student, I would complain a lot about things. And now, where I am now, it's literally just, you can do it. That is my advice as a fourth year student looking back at my first year, that it's okay if things don't work out. You are finding your way. You will be lost and you will find a path. You will.